See, how are you? Today I'm going to do two videos. The second one will be my part two of the Rolling Stones record collection. And this video I will dedicate to my visit to London this week and to a record fair that I've been to in Wimbledon. Yes, the place where the famous tennis tournament is held. It's a very beautiful place. You should go, even though there's no tennis now. I'm not a tennis fan, but the place is a great place. You know, it's a very countryside, and there's a beautiful view of London from Wimbledon, and there's a beautiful park there. And go there, and I have been there, of course, also for the fair, the record fair, which I found some records. It was a bargain deal for me. About 25 records. Most of them are from the 80s, which is, I think, is an underrated decade. For me, you know, I buy only what I like. If it's the music or the cover or the whole shebang. But you know, it was most of them are 12-inch records from the 80s, which I really like. I was 20 in my 20s in the 80s, so I like the music. And all the mixes, you know, in the 12-inch, it's very nice. And also other records in this deal, in this bargain deal. They put about 25 records, and the dealer wanted 50 quid, 50 pounds, and I wanted to pay only 40, and we've agreed on 45. And the first one is not from the 80s, the first few records that I'm going to show. The first one is really the most expensive for me. It was £10. I think it's valued more. It's part of the deal. It's a mint condition of the very sought after Cliff Richard album. Cliff Richard is today not a very collectible artist, but this record, which I haven't got in my collection, is a very rare one. To find it in mint condition, it's brilliant. It's to a penny. Soundtrack. The Cliff Richard participated in this movie. Not all the songs are from the movie. It's in mint condition. It's brilliant. It's the first record for this deal. Second one is again 60s person and 60s songs, Tom Jones, and it's not unusual, but this 12-inch let's say EP was done in the 80s, and there are versions for It's Not Unusual, 3 versions for It's Not Unusual. One of them, the extended version, was done by Les Adams of DMC UK, like Run DMC. And there's also here a live version of Delilah on the Decca label. Great find for me. It was only, I think, 50p. A compilation album from the 60s, British compilation on Marble Arch, More Stars of 68. Songs, not all of them known, and I'm happy with it. With artists like Dave Davis from the Kinks themselves, with Wonder Boy, the Precious Few with Young Girl. I think it's the cover of the American group. Just don't remember who they were. The Foundations, the Status Quo, were pictures of matchstick men. The Paper Dolls, the great girls' outfit there, the British outfit, Something Here in My Heart, and Valdonican, which is, I think, this guy, the British one, the Kings, the Foundation, Dave Davis, nice. stars of 68. Next is a classic album. I think the classic, probably one of the few classic records that I've got in this bunch. This one is an American pressing for a classic soul album by Sly and the Family Stone. Stand. This American pressing, and it's a gatefold. Not in a very great condition, but still nice. It has the song Stand, and of course Don't Call Me Nigger Whitey. Don't Call Me Nigger Whitey. Nice. Next is a bit cheesy double album for a crooner band, the name of the Sandpipers, again American pressing, and it's a portrait of the Sandpipers, a double album. What made this record for me is the side they are making covers of the Beatles, like Michelle and I Love Her Yesterday, On My Loving, and others, very classics record songs. A double album on the A&M label, and again the A&M label for another cheesy band, Sergio Mendes and Brazil 66, but this time it's in a British pressing, and it's a very unique album because it's live at Expo 70. And see what a brilliant cover, a picture from Tokyo 1970 of this 60s band, and it's all live versions of Day Trip, What the World Needs Now, Full on the Hill, Masquerada, others brilliant songs from this era. Now we move to the 80s records, and most of them are very cheap. The 12-inch were from, I think, 25p to 50p. The albums, of course, valued more. The first one is the LP of ABC, Beauty Step, and you can see here the sticker 4.49 on HLV on the original price. Now this was £1 now. And it is that was then, but this is now. And next is a 12-inch from The Art of Noise, and with Max Edrum, and the song is Pomanomia. And this is a great song, electronic, computerized song. You must see the video clip of this on YouTube. This got the extended version of Pomanomia. Debut album from the Blow Monkeys, the British, the great British band from the 80s, the Blow Monkeys. This is the album, the first album, Animal Magic. Dr. Robert, the late Dr. Robert on the front cover. An underrated band. There are many underrated bands from the 80s. This is one of them, China Crisis, and this is a 12-inch with a brilliant song, Arizona Sky. And this got the extended version, and there's also a poster inside. Only 25p, I think this used to cost, and it's a double C here for China Crisis, and probably the Arizona landscape there for this British band China Crisis from the 80s. Next, the famous Australian band Crowded House, and this was their hit, the grand hit, Don't Dream It's Over, extended version, British pressing, just very nice indeed. Depeche Mode, Depeche Mode still working today. Master and Servant, this is the 12-inch, and there are three versions for Master and Servant here. Slavery with mix, released mix, which I think it's on the album, and the Voxless probably an instrumental version on the Independent Mute label. Independent Mute label. This is the label for Depeche Mode. George Michael, Faith, another 12-inch with versions instrumental on the B-side and another song, Hand to Mouth. George Michael 12-inch. Heaven 17, this group was a part of the Human League, and this is a 12-inch Crushed by the Wheels of Industry, Crushed by the Wheels of Industry, part 1 and 2, and there are photos of industrial Britain at the back. It says here Sheffield, Edinburgh, London. Brilliant song, brilliant 12-inch, cheap. Well, not as cheap as the others, but the classic one, and it's another bargain from this batch. The Jam Almond Cones. I've missed in my collection this album. There's a cover of the King's David Watts, and also brilliant, the brilliant Down in the Tube Station Midnight. Almond Cones, The Jam with Paul Weller. A jazz influenced outfit from the 80s. Matt Bianco with the lady singer Basia. Nice. Another classic of the late 70s, also the jam from the late 70s and not from the 80s. And this is a person that used to promote Elvis Costello. It's Nick Lowe. And this is his debut album, a classic cover, Jesus of Cool. I remember my friend Nia back in '78 when this album was out. We went by train to Haifa, the seaport town, a bit like Liverpool, you know, to find punk records, new punk records that weren't brought to Tel Aviv. And he found their Nick Lowe. I found their Shem 69 debut, Tell Us the Truth. It was beautiful days. And if we're speaking about on the late 70s, this one is the debut of Simple Minds from 1979. Unfortunately, it's not the original, Life in a Day. It's the reissue 3 years later on Virgin, you see in 1982. But this one is the debut of Simple Minds. And another Simple Minds record, this time it's a 12-inch Glitter and Price. And two versions of Glitter and Price, Club Mix, and then you can see at the back, Glitter and Price. My third record for Simple Minds here is Up on the Catwalk, 12-inch. Another nice 12-inch for Simple Minds. And Spandau Ballet album. This is the album Parade. This thing is a gatefold. Okay. Very nice photo of the band there. Parade for Spandau Ballet, 80s band, I think underrated. A great band from one of my favorite bands from the 80s is Tears for Fears. And this 12-inch I haven't in my collection. It's Pale Shelter, extended version of Pale Shelter. Next is Voice of the Bee, I Say Nothing, an EP with many versions. And the last album that I have here, just before I'm going to finish, is a compilation Beat Trans Wild, a very unorthodox songs that you find here. And I need to end this video. See you in my next video about my Rolling Stones. Bye bye.